Good morning friends, welcome to economic classes. We were discussing about different types of goods here. So in that we have completed the normal goods and inferior goods and the differentiation between normal goods and inferior goods. In this today's class we just go through with another two types of goods here, and that is substituted goods and complementary goods. So let us go with the substituted goods first here. Substituted goods. Substituted goods. Friends, in the name itself it's going to indicate that substitute in the sense what? Alternative, where we are using interchangeably. So here substituted goods are those goods where we are going to use alternatively to fulfill our wants, our needs and desires here. So that is how we are going to define here. We use substitutively or relatively, alternatively. We use alternatively. Alternative in the sense one or other. We may use any one. If you don't want, you can use another commodity in the place of this one. So for that reason, here we are going to say that the substituted goods are those goods which are used alternatively or interchangeably. Interchangeably in the sense what? We can use anything in the place for another commodity. So for that reason, we are going to use the commodities interchangeably. Interchangeable in the sense what? We use interchanging with one commodity with the other commodity, and that is how we are going to call it as a substitute good. Can you say some example that where we use alternatively, or in the place of one we may use another commodity? So here if we go through with that, I can just tell you the examples here. The example for substituted goods or alternative goods are, you can just see, you may use either tea or coffee. See, if you want to drink tea, if the tea is not available, you can shift to the coffee also. So tea is one commodity. For this, what is the substituted goods here? Coffee. And for coffee, the substituted good is tea. So like that, in the place of tea, either you can drink a coffee, or if you don't want to drink a coffee, you can drink a tea. Interchangeably, you can substitute any of these two and you can drink tea or coffee to fulfill your desires. Okay, and this is one example. Like that, if you go another example, pen and pencil. Pen and pencil. Friends, you see, if you want to write something, you can use pen. If you don't have pen, what you can do? You can also use pencil. Either it may be pen or it may be pencil. I take one more example here. Car or bike. Car and bike. See, if you want to go for some travel or you want to go somewhere, if you have a car, you can go through with the car. If you don't have a car, then what you can use? You can use bike. Now, bike and car are substituted goods or alternative goods. Okay, so this is clear now. Well, so coming to the price elasticity of demand for these goods here. So price elasticity of demand for these goods will be, that is how if we go with the cross elasticity, because here we are discussing about the alternative goods or substituted goods, because of that reason we are going with cross elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand. So cross elasticity of demand for these goods will be positive in nature. You see how it will be. If the price of tea increases, then that makes the coffee demand also to increase. That is what coffee demand, QD, if I write QD, also increases. If the price of tea increases, quantity demand for coffee also increases, and if the price of tea decreases, and that makes the quantity demand of coffee also decreases. And look at this here. This is what we call cross elasticity of demand. Cross elasticity of demand comes only when we take alternative goods or one good with the other good. Here one good we have taken a tea, other one is a coffee, and now we are comparing the price of one good with the quantity demand of other good, and that is how we are going to call it as a cross elastic demand. So what is the cross elastic demand here? It is positive cross elasticity of demand. In short, we write this as CED, cross elasticity of demand. Positive cross elasticity of demand. That is how the elasticity of demand in between one commodity with the other commodity is positive. Okay, this is clear now. So this is how we are going to say alternative goods are, that is one more word, substituted goods are interchangeable goods. So let us come to the second one now, that is complementary goods. Second one here, complementary goods. Complementary goods. Complementary goods. And here complementary goods are opposite to this substituted goods. As I already mentioned, in the substituted goods, the goods are going to substitute from one another, whereas in case of complementary goods, the goods are going to use together. See, this is how these goods are going to use as a together. We use these goods together. So here, if any one commodity is there, in case of substitute goods, it's enough to meet our needs or wants. But here in case of complementary goods, it's not possible by only one good. We need both of these two to fulfill our wants. So that why we used to call it as a together, because by one and another, whatever two commodities or two goods are there in these complementary goods, both are essential to fulfill our wants. So for that reason, we use together. So coming to the meaning point of view, what? That is what complementary goods are, those goods which are used together in order to fulfill our wants, needs and desires. Okay, so that is how we are going to define the meaning of complementary goods. So as I already said, here one cannot fulfill alone the needs or wants of a consumer. We need one plus other one, and that is what we need together to fulfill our wants or needs. So let's take some examples here. Example point of view. What are the different examples that you can say for complementary goods here? That is how you take pen and ink. Pen and ink. See, you can't do only with pen or you can't do only with ink. When pen and ink both are there, then we can satisfy our wants successfully. Correct? So pen, only cap, that is all there, then no use of it. When the ink is filled in pen, then only the pen is useful, and that is what pen and ink both are very important to fulfill the writing needs. Okay, so this is how we have one example here. Coming to the another example, what you can say here, that is pen and ink is one, other one is bike and petrol. See, bike and petrol very important. So you can also mention, sir, in the place of petrol, recently electricity bikes are also introduced. Okay, that is different, that is exception. Coming to this here, bike and petrol, where we use very commonly without bike or without petrol, petrol and bike very complementary here. Why? Because to run the bike we need petrol. If we have a petrol, then bike only can run here. So these two are the complementary goods. We can't do only with one commodity, either bike or petrol, no use here. So when we use both of them, then only this is very useful and to meet our wants or needs here. Okay, so for that reason, bike and petrol together we use for the traveling purpose. So like that, so many of different examples also we can quote to this complementary goods here. And coming to the cross elasticity of demand. What is the cross elasticity of demand for these goods here? Just look at here. If the price of here I can take a bike here. If the price of bike increases, then the same time the price that is what petrol demand decreases. Petrol demand, I can just QD of petrol. See why? Because here if the bike price increases, obviously no people are going to buy this bike. As bike is not going to buy, then quantity demand of petrol also decreases. This is one here. And if the price of bike decreases, the same time the that is how petrol quantity demand increases. How it is? So you see, If the bike of the price of the bike decreases, then people buy more of the bike. If the people buy more of the bike, then they have to fill more of the petrols. So as they buy more of petrol, the quantity demand for petrol also increases here. So in this way, the cross elasticity of demand for these complementary goods is negative cross elasticity, negative. So how it is negative? Look at this here. A price of a commodity increases and the demand for other commodity decreases, and that is for complementary goods here. Is that clear? If the price of this increases, demand for other complementary goods decreases, and the same way the price of the complementary one commodity decreases and the quantity demand for other complementary good increases. And this is how it is called negative cross elasticity of demand. So let us come with the differentiation between these two now. So let us directly go for differentiation. How these two are different from one another. Differentiation, differences between, that is how substituted goods and that is how complementary goods. Here I write substituted goods and here complementary goods. Okay, substituted goods and complementary goods. Let's come from the meaning point of view again. So meaning what it says in case of substituted goods. Substituted goods are those goods which are used alternatively or interchangeably. So where these are the goods we use alternatively. We use these goods alternatively or interchangeably. We use these goods interchangeably. Whereas in case of this, so how do we use complementary goods? Complementary goods we use together. We use these complementary goods together. So this is the meaning point of view. Substituted goods are those goods which use together to meet our wants. Complementary goods are those goods we use together. Sorry, yes, substituted goods are the goods which we use alternatively, whereas in case of complementary goods we use together. Okay, this is first one. Coming to the second one, example point of view, examples. You mentioned some of the examples for substitute goods here. Pen and pencil, that is tea or coffee, or sugar and jaggery. Okay, sugar and jaggery, and like that we can mention some of the other examples. And coming to this way, second one of this example, that is how pen and ink, bike and petrol. Okay, so like that so many of different example can also be quoted here. And coming to the third one, if the price of these increases, price of the substitute good increases, quantity demand for other good also increases. And if the price of substitute good decreases, quantity demand for other good also decreases. But this is opposite in case of complementary goods. How it is? If the price of this one commodity increases, quantity demand for other commodity decreases. And if the price of a commodity decreases and quantity demand for another complementary goods increases. Look at now the quantity, the price of substitute good and the quantity demand of another good, these have positive in nature. So if we come to the relationship, the relationship is relationship between price and QD of these substituted goods is positive, whereas here it is negative. You can just check it out. Price increases, demand decreases. Both have negative relationship, opposite relationship. Okay, so this is one. So in order to fulfill our needs, we either use first one or second one good here in case of substitute goods, which means at least one good is enough is enough to meet our needs or wants what we have taken for it. So at least one good is enough in order to meet our wants in the substituted goods. But it is not possible in case of complementary goods. Why? Because in the complementary goods we need both the goods. Both the goods. Here at least one, but here we need both the goods here. Okay. So this is what these two are the different each other. And still if we go for the sixth one here, another differentiation between these two, and these are independent of each other. Independence means if tea and coffee are different commodities, we are not going to merge here. So these goods are independent. Whereas in case of this, these are dependent. These are independent, whereas these are dependent. Like that, still so many of different differentiation points we can make in these two, that is substituted goods and complementary goods here. Okay, so this is how about complementary goods and substituted goods by the meaning, example, and some of the differentiation points. And still more different topics we'll discuss in the next class. Until, stay at home, be safe. Thank you so much.